Hello and welcome to Livewire C-Suite reporting season coverage. My name is Anna Dadich. Today I'm speaking to BHP CFO Vandita Pant to talk about today's results. Vandita, it's great to talk to you. What were the key numbers investors need to be aware of from the latest results?
So I'll quote maybe a few, Anna. First is more than 50%. That is the number which relates to copper contributing more than half of earnings for BHP for the first time. And this is a very exciting number. Second number I'll quote perhaps is $8.7 billion US, which is the dividend for the full year, the highest dividend in last 4 years. And it's not just about performance, but also about our growth going forward. So I'll quote the number 3 to 4% per year of growth from here to mid of next decade, which for copper is 5% between here to mid next decade growth, which is also very exciting.
It is. Okay, so investors are going to be very happy with the dividend, obviously the highest in 4 years, as you just mentioned. So BHP has a minimum dividend payout ratio of 50%, and the FY26 dividend landed at 66%, above analyst expectations of 63%. What was the rationale behind higher shareholder returns?
So we have this capital allocation framework, Anna, that we adhere to every 6 months. It's based on the cash which is generated in the business and our outlook for where the markets are. And on that basis, 50% dividend we always give to the shareholders, and then more based on all these considerations. And in FY26, we had a standout year operationally. We are already the largest copper producer in the world, and we delivered almost 2 million tons of copper production for second year in the running. In Western Australia iron ore business, another great business that we have, we had record shipment and record production for the year. And for the 7th year in a row, we were the lowest cost producer in the world through iron ore business that we have. All that operational performance, along with very tight cost control and copper prices being up 35%, iron ore prices being up 3%, allowed us to look at that cash flow which was generated, along with $6 billion of capital on behalf of our shareholders that we unlocked from the capital and assets that we already have. Both of those things together led us to, as you said, declare the dividend, which is highest in 4 years. And given the cash flow generation capacity of this business and good balance sheet strength as well, we are very confident to be able to continue to have attractive shareholder returns along with high quality growth that I just talked about.
Onto that growth story, BHP's copper transition is arguably the most exciting part of your growth story. Copper earnings now make up 54% of group earnings. How high can it go from here?
Well, as you said, that is indeed the exciting part of our growth story. We have some of the most attractive and high quality copper growth options around the world. Here in Australia, in Copper South Australia, our assets there are doing very well. In fact, Olympic Dam had the record production of last 20 years in the last year. It produced, Copper South Australia produced 320 KT of copper last year, and our plan there in phase 1 is to increase that to more than 500 KT. And there is a second phase which can take it up to 650 KT as well. Then we have our largest copper mine in the world that we run in Chile. And we are investing in that growth, which is also very exciting. And then in Argentina, Vicuña, which is the third option we have, which could be among the top 5 copper as well as among the top 5 gold producers, producing assets once fully ramped up. And then we have some long-term options. So our current performance of copper already makes us the largest copper producer in the world, but for till mid-30s, we will have 5% growth per annum going forward. And this is after we have already increased our copper production in last 4 years by 30%. So it's very exciting and very low capital intensity projects around the world for us.
Okay, so net debt came in at $8.7 billion US, below your US $10 to $20 billion target range. So with the balance sheet in such strong shape, what's the priority now? Is it potential shareholder returns or a buffer against CapEx headwinds or investing more into the copper pipeline?
I would say we can do all three. With the balance sheet strength that you just mentioned, means that whatever the commodity price deck, we are able to withstand anything. Not only withstand any volatility, but we are completely, entirely able to self-fund the copper growth story that I talked about entirely from just copper's own business cash flows. So we can fund our growth, which is high quality, and we will continue to do that. We can have strong balance sheet, which is where we have ended the year, as you said. And thirdly, this brings it together to say that allows us for attractive shareholder returns going forward as well. To give you one stat is that at prices which are even lower than today, but market industry people have the consensus prices, even at those prices, BHP will have $35 billion of attributable free cash flow after we have invested in the whole growth plan that I just talked about over next 5 years. So this is very exciting because balance sheet can remain strong, growth will be high quality that we are investing in, and can lead to attractive shareholder returns that, as you know, we know matter to our shareholders.
All right, well, pretty much every major copper producer is struggling to grow copper output, but your slide deck points to a 50% increase in copper production by the mid-2030s. So what gives you the confidence to deliver this?
So I would say the confidence comes from the track record of delivery. You are right that the industry has had many disruptions and the production doesn't come through. BHP has a track record of meeting the guidance and beating the guidance for last 5 years for copper production. So we know when we set something, we achieve it, and there is a track record of that. Not only that, from our growth plans perspective, the 4 projects that I mentioned, they are very mature now. So the confidence comes because we have been working on those, and they're mature, where, for example, Vicuña project in Argentina has the environmental permits already there. It has got the REGI bill, which is a regulatory thing, already awarded, and the final investment decision could come as early as end of this calendar year. For Copper South Australia, on the smelter and refinery project, which we continue to optimize and work on, but that investment decision is also less than 18 months away and quite advanced. Then in Escondida in Chile, our submission of environmental permits is already done. The scope and of the new concentrator there has been finalized, and we are in fact doing some pre-commitments. So it has been de-risked, and that final investment decision will also be next calendar year. So as you can see, the confidence comes both on track record, but also very diligently continuing to work on these things. And we have, over next 18 months, this investment pipeline coming. And of course, as I mentioned, given the way our Tier 1 assets are, as these projects come online, they not only increase the production, as I mentioned, but they bring in huge new cash, incremental cash for copper assets. And given the attractiveness of copper, that is a very exciting growth program which turns into cash generation over this period of time.
Absolutely. Okay, final question, Vandita. If you look back at FY26, what do you think BHP could have done better, either operationally or financially? And what changes are you making to strengthen performance in FY27?
I would say BHP is a kind of company which takes lessons from everywhere, and our teams, on the basis of what we call BHP operating system, have this way of improving every day, even if it is little, improving every day. And BHP operating system binds that together and enables that to happen. And that has been the reason for our outperformance on cost, on production, on our track record of delivery for these many years across operations. Given the projects pipeline that we are talking about, we are taking that BHP operating system, which has led to very reliable performance in our operations, into projects. And that is going to be our focus, to improve our projects even further by embedding BHP operating system in our pipeline of projects.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Vandita, for sitting down with Livewire today, and congratulations on a great result today.
Thank you, Anna.
If you enjoyed that interview, make sure to give it a like and don't forget to check out our YouTube channel for more C-suite reporting season coverage.